So our lead this hour is from Northern Ohio. Play the hits, my man. Play the hits. Okay. Those sad sack Brownies are at it again. They got blown off the field by the team from Texas known as the Cowboys. Then we had the Deshaun Watson burner account story that was yesterday, and the gift that keeps giving, back at it again. If you have not been paying attention here, perhaps not. Deshaun Watson faced the media. Now, he faced the media after some Browns PR hack got in front of the media and said, well, there's a prepared statement by the lawyer for Deshaun Watson. He will be talking football and answering football questions. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. So, Deshaun, did you play football with the woman there in the bedroom? No. All right. Anyway, so Watson did talk about the story. He strongly denies, that was through his attorney, the latest of an endless supply of allegations that he is a predator. Watson denying that through his attorney. The Browns have given no consideration to demoting Mr. Watson. According to Kevin Stefanski, the head coach, he said, this is great, we'll let due process play out and follow the NFL guidelines. He said, so it's not my fault. You want to blame somebody, blame Goodell. It's up to Roger Goodell. Now, when asked, the player, Deshaun Watson, when asked how his team and his teammates are handling this, you need to talk to your teammates. You know, you're kind of looking like a little weirdo. You know, you need to talk to the guys. Well, Watson said that he does not need to address the locker room because the players on the team know exactly who he is based on his, quote, character and, quote, aura. Yeah. That's what he said. I was telling, we had a function with our friends at Rapid Radio, and I was LeVar Arrington was there, and you could have gone for me, Lorena. You could have shown up for me. I would have enjoyed you being there, and you could have told me how it went. No, but I had a good time. But I was talking to LeVar, and I was like, I got a lot of aura, and he kind of rolled his eyes at me and said, "What are you talking about?" But that's the money quote. When you have the money quote, you got to go with it. Got to go with it. So let us discuss the question. How do you process Deshaun Watson claiming the Browns locker room has a trust? He does not need to address the team because of his latest scandal. And it all goes back to character and aura. All right, so let us discuss. So I've got Batman, Handyman, and Boston Pops. And we will combine all of these things together, and we will go into the basement and see what's in the basement. So number one. Deshaun Watson, on this one, space cadet. He's out in the stratosphere somewhere in his own world, right? I mean, the dude still thinks he's back at Clemson. Now, I'm old enough to remember when Deshaun Watson, the college football media, had Deshaun Watson as the patron saint of college football. And, what a wonderful story. They romanticized Deshaun Watson. But that's not where we are now. I think, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we're still there. I don't think Deshaun's still there. I'm pretty sure, I didn't see this on his Wikipedia page or Pro Football Reference page, but after Deshaun Watson left Clemson, he had higher education. He graduated from the old Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Clown College. I'm convinced of that. The jig is up. The jig is up, right? You are now, Deshaun Watson, a low-level Batman villain. That is the reality. But he's still going back to those words that were used about him in college. Now, the main one was character. He's talking about a character guy, high character guy, Deshaun Watson. And the great thing about Watson is he's so obtuse. He doesn't appear to realize that all of this is going on. And there's a saying for you boys that work in construction that if you find yourself at the bottom of a hole, you probably should stop digging. Deshaun Watson's like, he's in the pit at the bottom of the Grand Canyon in Arizona, and he's like, hey, can I get somebody to take a helicopter and drop a Bobcat excavator down here so I can go a little deeper? Can you send it? And you take off the Aura Fedora. You take that off there. Deshaun is using a technique that I learned about years ago. It's called the illusionary truth effect. Now, what is the illusionary truth effect? It essentially, I'll sum it up in layman's terms. So if you hear and see something enough, if we repeat something enough, then you are more likely to think it's true. All right, so Deshaun Watson just says, hey, I got a lot of character, I got a lot of aura. Like there's some certain percentage of idiots, right? The island of idiots that will be like, oh, man, he said it. Must be true. All right, now page 2. Deshaun Watson also claims that he was essentially, for lack of a better word, blindsided by the claims that he yet again was using his twig and berries inappropriately. During the latest sexual assault lawsuit, do you believe Deshaun Watson? So here's what I believe. I believe Deshaun Watson has to say this. I give this whole thing stink eye, much like Watson. He likes the stink eye. But I give the whole situation. Watson was just regurgitating the talking points memo on this one, and I totally get it. I know why. This is Pandora's box. What's in the box? It's not good. And it's simple. Very simple. If Deshaun Watson and his legal team knew about this taboo dipsy-do that took place back in the day, and he didn't tell the Browns and signed the contract, then he is in stranger danger in more ways than one. Now, it's only a civil case. It's not a criminal case. But the golden ticket that he got, not from me, the golden ticket that he got gets torn up. Gets absolutely torn up. And so he's got to hide behind his personal handyman. Defer to your legal counsel. That's who you defer to here. Claim ignorance and save the contract at all costs. Now, his handyman is Rusty Hardin. What a great name. Rusty Hardin, the do-it-all fixer. Rusty Hardin. You got a problem? It's like Ghostbusters, the original Ghostbusters. Right? Something strange in your neighborhood. Who you going to call? Rusty Hardin. That's who. Rusty's got that big Texas-sized checkbook and delicious hush money. Just about everyone takes the hush money. It's hard not to take that money. We're not sure what the offer is, but I'm sure it's a sizable amount of money that's being offered to buy your silence. All right, final point. We go now to Arizona, developing story in the Valley of the Sun. The Cardinals play the Rams in a matchup of 0-1 teams on Sunday. The highly touted Marvin Harrison Jr., son of the Hall of Famer, was an absolute dud in his first appearance in the NFL. His debut, he was targeted only 3 times. He had just 1 more catch than you had and 4 more yards than you and I had combined. So I bring this up because the Redbirds' fun-sized quarterback, Alligator Arms Murray, Kyler Murray, was asked about this, and Kyler Murray said, I'm going to paraphrase this, but he essentially said it is not his job. It is not his job to force targets to Marvin Harrison Jr. So is that how you see it? And you can't see me. If you can, you're a stalker. There is a camera here. I'm shaking my head no. This is a lack of accountability. It continues the common theme, the common denominator with Kyler Murray. It goes back to him having to have a clause in his contract taken out because he couldn't handle the fact the team wanted him to stop playing the video games and focus on his job, because the lack of accountability is passing the buck, right? Not my job. It's not my fault. Somebody else's fault, right? Now, either Marvin Harrison Jr. from The Ohio State University is someone that possesses demonic powers on the football field and is a force multiplier, or he doesn't. The Cardinals drafted him so high, they clearly, as a franchise, think that he is absolutely the boss, right? He's absolutely the man and all that stuff. So it is literally and figuratively the job of the quarterback to facilitate the offense. Am I doing good so far? Is that correct? I think it is. I didn't play in the NFL. I just have a microphone and headphones. So watching football my entire life, and I was a great high school player at Polk High School, me and Al Bundy, but don't let the defense, you're not supposed to let the defense dictate who gets the ball. By not throwing the ball to Marvin Harrison Jr., that is an admission that either he can't get open or the defense is a combination of both. He can't get open. The defense is so good, you're not even going to try to throw the football his way. You are the point guard. You're the elite point guard of the offense as the quarterback, and you consistently have to control not only the passing attack, but you have to know when to audible and whatnot and all that stuff. It's like the Boston Pops. You're the conductor of the Boston Pops. You're in charge of the orchestra, and you decide what notes are played, right? You set the tone. You find out what notes are going to be played. And again, the coaching staff calls the play in, but at the quarterback position, you have a chance to audible. Kind of like Kyler when you're playing the video game and you hit the reset button on the video game, right? You're calling an audible. You can do the same thing, right? You can do the same thing, not just on Call of Duty. You can do it on your own there.